Hi guys, and welcome back to Cine Club. Today I thought I would do something just a little bit different from what we normally do, and I thought I should start a series called What I've Been Watching on Netflix. We can work on the name later. What I would like to do is like a monthly list of the things I have been watching on Netflix, and maybe I can give you some suggestions and you can find some new things to watch, because let's face it, we all sit during our lunchtime or dinner time and we can easily spend an hour browsing what to watch on Netflix, and by that time I've already eaten, I have other stuff to do, and it just sucks. And I always love it when people give me suggestions of things to watch. I thought at first maybe I could just tell you the kind of things that I like because, you know, they're the ones I preferred, but then I thought maybe I'll just tell you what I've been watching in general, because maybe the things that I don't like you might like, or is something that you've been needing to watch. So you never know, just because it's not my cup of tea doesn't mean it's not your cup of tea. So I'm gonna go through my recently watched list on Netflix. My laptop is just right here. I have my trusty berry smoothie to keep me going, because this is gonna be so long. And let's get right to it. One thing I've been watching throughout the whole month, and I can tell you it has been my favorite thing on Netflix so far, it's Parks and Recreation. I am super obsessed with it, and it's just amazing. It's hilarious. Everybody's so lovable. Like, I can honestly say I love every character on this show, and I don't say that about anything. If you haven't seen Parks and Rec, and I think almost everybody has seen it by now, but if you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's so good. I do have to warn you, the first season is a little slow. It's only 6 episodes though. It's not as funny as the rest, but just bear with it. Get to season 2 because it's so funny. And speaking of comedy, I've also been watching a lot of Friends because it is finally on Netflix, all the 10 seasons, and it's my favorite show of all time. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is that they cut a lot of scenes out, and I think it's because it's the TV version and not the DVD version. So for people like me, weirdos who know almost every line of dialogue in Friends, it's really annoying when you know that some joke is coming up and they cut it, but that's just weird stuff of mine. But also, if you haven't seen Friends, where have you been living? You have to watch Friends. It's amazing. It will change your life. I promise. A movie I really enjoyed this month is called Beginners, and it stars Ewan McGregor, Christopher Plummer, and this girl from Inglourious Basterds. She's the French girl who owns, or she runs, the theater. So it's those three. And it's a really touching and sweet story. It's a story about this 30-something-year-old man whose mother dies, and about, I think, 4 months later after she dies, his father, who is 70-something, maybe 80-something, comes out saying that he is gay, and he's been gay his entire life. So there's that process of adaptation between the father and the son, him trying to help him find out who he is, you know, and be more true to himself. It sounds like a really inspiring, uplifting story. I'm not saying it's not, I'm just telling you it's a lot more bittersweet than I originally thought from the plot. It's very touching though. I love the father-son relationship between these two guys. They're amazing actors, and I cried a few tears, but I think it's definitely worth a watch. It's a really good one. Beginners. Delicious. Now the next movie I have been meaning to see, the movie is Fargo, and it's been on Netflix since I can remember, and I've always wanted to see it because everybody says it's a great dark comedy, and I'm a big fan of dark comedies, and I just had not been able to see it. Anyway, I finally saw it. So Fargo is the story of this fake kidnapping gone wrong, because this man wants to collect money from his father-in-law, who happens to be very rich, and then a couple of murders start happening, things go really bad, and this pregnant sheriff has to solve this entire murder. It's based on a true story, but I think they changed a couple of facts, maybe names and stuff like that. I have to say, I really liked it. It's not a movie I think you watch more than once, or if you do, you wait a few years to watch it again. The performances are really great. You have Steve Buscemi as one of the kidnappers, and Frances McDormand plays the sheriff, and I just think it's worth watching just because of her. She is so great, and they're like these little running gags all the time. She's like so pure and so humble and so good, and I don't know what it is about her character, but she's absolutely lovable. I really do recommend it. It's a weird movie. I don't think it's a movie for everybody. It's written by the Coen brothers, and I think it's directed by the Coen brothers. So you know their style, you know what it would be like. Yeah, it was weird, but good, if you know what I mean. Now the last movie I saw in January is The One I Love, and this movie, I don't want to say blew me away, because that's a strong term, but it was not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. I can't really tell you much about the movie without giving it away. It's about this young couple, and they're going through a bit of trouble in their marriage, and they're seeing a counselor, and they are advised to go to this getaway, not resort, a house, where they can negotiate and work on their marriage. But what happens there is completely unexpected. I can't really say more. All I can tell you is it's not your typical kind of broken marriage movie. It's not that at all. I promise you. There's great surprises. It's a really interesting way to looking inside a marriage and what works and what doesn't without being too in your face. The ending just kind of like lost me a little bit, but it's a great experience. I think it's one of those sleeper movies that you don't realize is that good. Really recommend it. I hope you give it a try. So those are the kind of things I've liked, sort of liked, not really liked in January. Let me know if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. You can give me Netflix recommendations as well. I'm always looking for something to watch. Let me know if you like this idea for a monthly video. I thought it'd be really cool. It's a much more relaxed way of interacting. I think almost everybody has access to Netflix nowadays, so I think it would be a great way to start a chat with you guys. So let me know in the comment section down below if we should totally keep doing this. Don't forget, you can subscribe to my channel for more reviews, movie talks, this type of videos, and I hope you liked it, like I said before, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! I'm making a really short video because I have a huge announcement to make, and that is that I am going to Sundance Film Festival this week, and I am over the moon about it, and I needed to tell you guys because it is the most exciting thing, and I can't even believe it still.